Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash, the one of the apostles and elders of great most on the roll out, and Shalom to the brothers doing the work and sincerity truth. Um, yeah, this article in the Review Journal, and it's gone into how the jump shots have recently, it's being acknowledged that there's obviously risks that come with them, which is anyone with it's funny because when Trump was still in office, when it was first announced that they were going to be ready as quickly as they were, everyone was talking like, oh, I ain't taking shit, blah blah blah. It's kind of like, what's going on? This is a bit it's a bit too much, it's a bit spooky. But then over time, everyone there were, by and large, the wills of the general public got broken. uh, a bunch of people, they got broken. Some of them had to get pushed further than others, had to like maybe get fired or risk losing their job. But what? They ended up taking it, and now it's become a discussion, something that would have been obvious if you had two eyes in your head, to look forward. You would have been able to see like, okay, there's something a bit fishy going on here. Well, this is something that you should have at least been able to think, okay, maybe there's something to this. So that says Elko County Health Board to consider banning C and flu, jump shots. So that says the Elko County Board of Health, says in Nevada, yeah? The Elko County Board of Health is scheduled to meet Wednesday to discuss and consider placing a moratorium C-19 and flu jump shots in the country and in the county, and the board will also consider discontinuing local advertising pending further investigation and results of the Florida Supreme Court case to investigate the wrongdoing related to the C-19 jump shots. The agenda says, in December, Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis requested that the Florida Supreme Court convene a grand jury to investigate any possible side effects of C-19, jump shots, and to get more information from pharmaceutical companies, which, now it's being investigated, something that's been mentioned and been observed. And it's, what's been a highlight, and it was, mentioned a lot recently, is with the athletes, the young athletes. What do you call it? The young athletes having heart attacks and whatnot, which is just, that's some brand new shit. So you'd have to line up what the fuck's gone on recently, and why all of a sudden this is picking up. But again, it's like now that it's being taken on an actual stage, at what do you call it, where Esau is one of his prominent places of prominence. Then it's just like, okay, what's going on here? Maybe there's a bit more to this, and that's for the general public. By and large, most people, like people that are kind of clued in, they'll be like, yo, what's the way this was pushed, this is a bit much. Like, what's going on? Maybe there was something iffy going on here. So it says a concerned resident spoke about a possible problem with jump shots, such as heart problems and inflammation. Carr said the resident pointed to the DeSantis' effort to investigate C-19 jump shots as well as right-wing editorials about them. He said, but yeah, it's something that's been mentioned, and now it's being looked at. So we'll see how it shakes out. And again, funny enough, because it's something where it's been done. It's kind of shown. The key thing from it that seems to have been gained, other than the actual what's inside it, is just the mindset of you know getting people to take it up. That's the main thing that's been all that information has become clear, because who the resistant parties are, and the means of which that resistance is going to take place. These are things that they're now able to look at and be like, okay. But then the other thing as well is the what do you call it? Who's done it? The other thing as well is Jesus. So look. Is how to get people to take, how far people have to be pushed to to be willing to take what down the line will be the mark, that karagma, what's going to be required to get people to jump on top of that. And you kind of seen, because a lot of the places where it was like, okay, yeah, if you don't get this, you're gonna get fired. Months later, it's then like it's been reversed, or people have been sued for these things and whatnot. So it's like, the people that crumbled to the pressure, they already crumbled. They already took it up. But let me go back. So I'll start with this. Psalm 64 and 8, and it says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away." Yeah. Their tongues falling on themselves, because that's a big part of how Esau's gonna go down, is what all that all that he's about being exposed. What is it? Is it? Yeah. Isaiah 47 and 2, it says, "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. Thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." Yeah, it says what? Thy shame shall be seen. All Esau's shame is going to be, made clear, made apparent, and observable to the world, man. And that's what's happening. All these agendas, and that's the thing is with, the jump shot. It's a big, it's a mental game, man, that's been played on the people, because, like, there were those where it's like health problems and whatnot, where they might think, oh, this, this could just like with a general flu, they might be like, oh, I don't want to risk it, blah blah blah. There might have been some form of justification, but then by and large, most people that would jump at, like, they were getting to jump on it, was what, the general public. Where it's like, if you're just a healthy, average dude, like this, the that C19 ain't gonna be doing anything to a degree to where, your life's at risk or whatnot. But then that was the bulk of, especially among younger people, being pushed. It was being pushed, like it was pushed out to under 18s, and pushed out to under 11s, and pushed out to under 5s and whatnot. Meanwhile, what's the worst that's gonna happen? How many people actually catching it and getting zapped from this plane? They're just regular healthy people. So it's the whole, it was all about getting in people's heads, and lo and behold, these things come out, man, because their legs been made bare. Isaiah 31 and 1, it says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and on horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Jehovah." Yeah, that's taking that jump shot, that's not leaning on Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. You're leaning on Esau. You're trusting Esau, his so-called wisdom, and his might, his capabilities, his technology. These things he's been blessed with, for a purpose. The wicked was made for the day of evil. But then what? Everyone's got caught up in, the mindset of like, yo, this guy's on such a level. Who's able to contend with him, etc. It says, yet he is also as wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words and will arise against the house of evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men and not powers, and their horses flesh and not spirit. Yeah, Esau's utilizing the carnal, man. Just as, ain't the heathen always do. They're basically maneuvering through the carnal. They haven't got that spiritual connection to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And they've not been set up, man, to basically oversee those things. Those things, it's like the service of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that's part of what, what's given unto Israel. Firstly, through the elect, and then to all Israel. So, it says, well, when the Lord Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fall together. Yeah, all this, so-called extending, whatever Esau's trying to establish, people trying to, claw onto what's left of their lives. It says, those that seek their life shall lose it, and those that lose their life for my sake, they'll save it. Roughly paraphrasing. It's worded differently, but essentially that you basically got to sacrifice on this side to gain later. And for you to be jumping on the jump shot, obviously you're trying to enable your stay on this side for as long as possible, man, to be able to engage within all the systems on this side. Because there was that time where it was like, if you didn't have, if you weren't utilizing the apps and whatnot, then you weren't even able to function in society. And that's something that's going to be taken up on a larger scale. But, yeah. So it says, Revelation 16:2, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men that had the mark of the beast, and upon them that worship his image. Yeah, so that noisome and grievous sore comes from the mark. You're seeing a shadow of that with this, this jump shot, and having, these investigations into these heart conditions, these other issues that arise from it. Then, all these issues that arise from it. Hey, that's been prophesied, man. Saying what? That sore's gonna come, and that's part of what? That so-called trying, people that are taking this, they're trying to engage with the system and maintain it and have it stay for as long as possible. But is that how it's gonna work out? Nah, man. You're gonna get blighted. And now, words coming out. How many years down the line, after how many people taking it, how many people be getting them top ups. They're getting clowned, man. But that they trust in Esau. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabba Shem Shab Shem Shalom.